Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is a holiday weekend, and I hope that you have a fantastic day tomorrow on the 4th of July. But remember, it's more than just a date. It's not the 4th of July, it's Independence Day. Independence is what made this country what it is today. And I'm sure many of you who watch this channel, being a patriot, would agree that we have gone far away from what we once were. So let's work together on getting back to that. And before I jump into today's video, I just want to thank the sponsor of today's news. It is Gun Pro Deals. Remember, they are changing their name, currently going through the process. They're going to be Gun Zone Deals, and we'll have more information on that as it comes to fruition, but I just want to make sure everybody was aware of that. Thank you, Nate and the crew. Check them out. Lots of great deals on a lot of cool items that our community loves. Let me get into today's news. It's just a refresh on a bill that I'm kind of hearing some scuttlebutt that might be looked at soon, and that's House Resolution 687. Now, HR687 is the Handgun Licensing and Registration Act. I did a video on this last year in 2019, very early. It was mid to late January or February, and I was just looking through my files and realized that it must have been one of the videos. There was like 200 videos that I deleted after the demonetization a couple months ago. So I figured I'd refresh on it and let everybody know where it stands right now, because there is that whisper. Sorry if you hear the kids jumping up and down like maniacs above me. That's what happens when you have a family. So let's jump into the bill real quick. So HR 687 is not a very long bill. I'm going to read you directly from it. It looks to do two things. And I'll also have a link to it down below. And again, I'll read right from it because that's the easiest way to make it make sense to you. So the licensing and registration of handguns is the first part of it. And it says this: the Attorney General of the United States shall establish a federal system for the licensing and registration of all handguns owned, possessed, or controlled in the United States, under which, this is Section A here, under which a person shall not be eligible to receive such a license if the person has not attained the age of 21, is not a citizen, national, or lawful permanent resident of the United States, has not completed training in firearms safety, and as part of the process of applying for this new federal license, you can't even be part of the process if you haven't submitted to a background investigation and a criminal history check. So you're going to do a background investigation, not just a background check, an investigation. That's totally different. And you also have to submit to fingerprints of the person and a recent photograph that clearly shows the face of the person looking to be licensed. And of course, you can't be in this process if you're prohibited by federal law from possessing a firearm. Now, this will be a 5-year license, and there's no mention on how much this would cost if this were ever to take effect. Now, this registry has to follow some things as well, and that's this. It must include, or shall include, a method of easily retrieving information sufficient to identity. Registry. Want to look up this particular serial number? Boom. The picture of the owner, the registered owner, shows up. I want to run the registered owner, and boom, a list of everything that they are supposed to have shows up. Now, there's another part here. It says, it shall be unlawful for a person to own, possess, or control a handgun in a state to which this subsection applies unless the person is licensed to do so by the system established pursuant to this paragraph, meaning you have a federal license, or B, has registered the handgun with the federal, state, or local law enforcement agency. So you can see what they're going to do. The government, no government agency that currently exists wants to have a database that is, I don't know, how many firearms are in existence? 300 plus million? All right, that's insane. Nobody wants to be the keeper of those records. So just that statement alone, where it can also be registered with the federal, state, or local law enforcement agency, they're going to push this right down to the local agencies. Again, if this were to take effect. Now, states can get certified if they already have some type of registration system, which some states do have that. So this would, in theory, if this were to take place, the Attorney General could just sign off saying, Massachusetts, you register firearms, you're okay. You don't have to jump into this system or do anything different. Now, in order for a state to get the certification, they would have to meet the requirements of everything I had just read, include a method of easily retrieving stuff, like I just said. A minimum, it would have to impose criminal penalties to any person who owns, possesses, or controls and is not licensed by the state to possess the handgun and has not registered the handgun with the federal, state, or local law enforcement agencies. Also, transfers, somebody who transfers or receives a firearm, the person-to-person sale, that can't happen unless you're a licensed importer, a manufacturer, or a dealer, or before the receipt has been presented to the transferor, you have to jump through some hoops as well, and it's all just control crazy stuff. Permits, a copy of a purchase permit, so they would require you to get a handgun purchase permit. Everybody has to be permitted to buy that and have to possess the permit to buy the item that you're already permitted to buy. It's crazy. And then the last part is like grants. The Attorney General's office could grant, just award monies to states if they have these programs or if they jump into the system. So now this Bill 687, I'm starting to hear whispers that they might be looking to restoke the Kindle here before the end of this term. Now remember, Congress runs in 2-year sessions. This 116th session of Congress ends in 2020. This year, technically, it's January, whatever, I think it's 3rd of 21, which is when everybody's sworn in. But if anything is going to be taken up that's been lingering, it's going to happen soon, especially the closer we get to November. And I'll tell you where this sits currently. So this bill was originally introduced January 17th of 2019, and it was a Democrat representative out of New Jersey. Her name is Bonnie Watson Coleman. It was then introduced, and it was referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary, who had it for about 2 months, and then they referred it to the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security, and that's where it has been since. Now, I just went on the website of Congress and was looking at this particular subcommittee, the Crime, Terrorism, and Homeland Security Committee, and they haven't done jack for a long time. If you go through their schedule week by week by week, it's been a long time since they've worked. Typical government, right? Collect that paycheck and do nothing. But I'll keep my eye on it because if the whispers I'm hearing come to fruition, this might move, especially with some of the bills that I've been reporting on lately, looking to jam things where the sun doesn't shine while everybody's being distracted. So I'll keep my eye on this, and I will report back to you if there's any change. Again, it's HR687. The link will be down below. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy Second Amendment news, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, I ask you humbly to join this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, and until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.